Good evening, everyone, and welcome to TAPP Talk number, what are we on? 66. This is TAPP Talk Live number 66 here in Malta. My name's Phil, I'm from TAPP Water, and you're very welcome tonight. We are going to do a live Q&A. So this is for you to ask me questions if you have any. And otherwise, I have about 6 commonly asked questions that we'll go through. And in the meantime, if you're just joining us, welcome. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook, all at the same time. And you're very welcome to be joining us and just ask any questions you've got. You can put them in the comments as we are live, and I'll just be able to see them as soon as you put them in. And you can also send us any comments you've got on WhatsApp on this number, 998666142. If you don't have access to the comments section on either Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, you can send us any kind of questions that you've got on WhatsApp, and if I look over there, I'll be able to see them. And you'd be very welcome to do that. In the meantime, if you'd just like to let us know that you're here online with us, and I've just realised I have left this thing on the screen, so now we don't have that. That's actually a hat overlay to make sure I'm sitting in the right place on the screen. So sorry about that. So please do make any comments or questions you've got, and we'll be able to ask them. One of the questions that we get asked a lot when people are contacting us is, what does this taste like? And so the answer to that is really easy. We have an absolute guarantee for you. So the idea is you use it in your home for up to 45 days, and you will be able to use it for your family, fit it, and everything like that. And within those 45 days, if you've got any problem with it, just let us know, and we will come and collect it and give you a full refund. Now, why do we do it like this? Well, it's a guarantee. It's our guarantee to you that you will like the taste or you get your money back. Our mission in Malta is to help people avoid the use of plastic bottles. And we can only do that if you like the taste of your drinking water from the tap. So the TAPP Eco Pro and the Eco Pro Compact, this is the Eco Pro. So the TAPP Eco Pro has a great track record with people liking the taste. Some people like it straight away. As soon as they taste it, they think, wow, that's great. And other people, they might take a week to get used to it if they've been drinking a particular brand of bottled water and they're particularly hung up on that taste. But after a week, they don't remember what the other thing tastes like, and this tastes okay. So you know, the adjustment is quite easy. And about 5% of people don't adjust. They don't like it for whatever reason. And the reasons are, they all come in different descriptions. But over nearly 3 years we've been operating here in Malta, about 5% or just under 5% of people return it. And it's either because of the taste or because they're not able to fit it to their particular mixer. Hardly ever any other reason. It's normally one of those. And so that answers the what does it taste like? Very simple. Try it for yourself. If you like it, keep it. And if you don't, we'll give you a refund and come and collect it. So that brings us to one of the other very common questions. If you have just joined us, please do make comments and questions. Ruta has just asked a question. So let me come to that question. Thank you very much, Ruta. Let me just show that on the screen. So we have for both drinking water and the shower. We love it, and we are not thinking to go back to plastic bottles, saving money and the planet. Awesome. Thank you. That's great, and I really appreciate you showing up and telling everyone that, because that's really useful. Most of our customers actually come to us by way of another customer who already has the tap water filter. And so we have a little referral scheme as well, whereby you can actually get, you can give your family and friends 20 euros off, and you also get 20 euros in credit to spend on filters. when you refer someone. So that's really useful. And as I say, most of our customers actually come by way of a referral from a relative or a friend who already has it. So thanks very much for that, Ruta. I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight to say that. So please do ask any questions you've got. If you've got any questions at all or any feedback, please do just pop them in the comments. And if I keep my eye on that corner over there, I'll be able to see them. Sorry, I missed yours, Ruta, for a couple of minutes. So one of the questions we get asked a lot is, will it fit my mixer? And the answer is, for most mixers, it's really easy. There is a thing in most mixers at the end called an aerator. And an aerator looks like this thing at the end. So this is a normal kitchen tap. As you can see, I'm holding it long ways. And in the end, you've got one of these things called an aerator. And if you remove one of those, like this is an aerator. It's there to filter out the large particles that you get in the water. The tap water filter also has an aerator in it. And when you're fitting it to the mixer, you just replace the aerator with an adapter such as this, and then you'll be able to screw the tap water filter onto the adapter like that. It's really easy. Most fittings will take just like 2-3 minutes, or a minute even, to fit. Some kitchen mixers are going to have threads on the outside. So this particular mixer, you can see here, has threads on the inside, so the threads on the inside here. Other mixers will have threads on the outside. And if you've got a mixer with threads on the outside, it is also really easy to fit. Most of them are standard European sizes, so they're actually the same size as the tap water filter, which is an M22 size, so it fits just on. Now, what happens if you don't have one of those easy fittings? Well, you send us a photo of your kitchen mixer, and in fact, if you don't know what type of mixer you've got, just send us a photo, and we'll be able to lead you through a process really simply to identify what kind of mixer you've got, what size it is, if you've got an aerator with threads on the outside or the inside, and we have a range of adapters, which you might be able to see over my shoulder over here. We have a range of about 20 or so different adapters. Some of them will look like this. This is a longer M24 to M222 adapters. So we source these from China because we're not able to get them in Malta. And we have a lot of different varieties that we built up over the 3 years to fit the instances that we get where people have got a different type of mixer. 80% of mixers are absolutely standard M24, M20 or M22, and they fit with the normal size adapter. About another, let's say 10%, you need some kind of assistance, another adapter, etc., and about 10% we don't fit at all. A lot of the time people will have those shower filters, for instance, the ones like an extension on the tap. We can fit to those, in fact. Normally they need a particular adapter, but the commonest one, which is quite low in the sink, we fit to all of those with the Echo Pro Compact. And with a lot of the other shower filters, the taller sort of gooseneck ones, we fit to those as well. So I'm really grateful you've joined us tonight. Thank you very much. Please do ask any questions or just say hi in the comments. And if you've got any questions, then I shall ask them. Otherwise, I've just got a little list of questions we often get asked. How often must I change my filters? Well, it actually does depend on which model you're using. So we have two main models of tap water filters. There is this one here, which is the Echo Pro, and there is this one here, which is the Echo Pro Compact. You can see that the difference in them is the size. So therefore, the size of the filter is the difference really in these two. The filtration process is exactly the same. The product works in exactly the same way. You fit it to your tap. You've got normal water coming out of here. You switch like that. The switch is coming towards me. So the water is now filtered water is coming out of here. Here's the switch. And that's the same on both these. This is the Echo Pro, where you've got a switch here, flick that, and then the water is coming out of here. and then the normal water with the switch down is coming out of here. So that's really easy to operate. The capacity of the EcoPro Compact, we often guide people and say this is great for single households or 2 persons in a household, or 3 is exactly on the borderline, but it's really easy with a single person household or 2 person households. This filter will do 400 litres of water and you change it every 2 months. Not longer than 2 months with this filter. And the reason is you don't want to get any bacteria build up. Obviously inside here, this filter, when it's being used, is a wet environment. So therefore it is going to build up bacteria on the organic coconut activated carbon filter. It's going to build up bacteria at some point. But whilst the filter is in use up to 2 months, it is efficiently reflushing itself every time you push water through there. So it lasts for a maximum of 2 months. If you have just joined us, please do ask any questions that you would like to. We're just doing how often must I change my filters. But as you join us, please do ask any questions. This is the EcoPro. And this filter is great for 3+. It also works for single and 2 person households. But at 3+, you would change the filter every 3 months. And the filter is actually inside here. This is the filter inside there. So you just undo the casing. Now this filter is a maximum of 1,200 litres. You can see the filter here inside the casing. A maximum of 1,200 litres. So it's a much bigger capacity than the compact. And you can see that basically just by looking at the filter. This is the close-up version of the EcoPro Compact filter here. You can see that's much smaller than the other one. So the EcoPro does 1,200 litres over a maximum of 3 months. Being a bigger filter, it will last you longer. And the filter price is for the same. So 6 filters for the EcoPro is €59, and 4 filters for the EcoPro Compact. EcoPro Compact, 6 filters for a year if you change every 2 months, €59. EcoPro, 4 filters for a year because you change every 3 months, €69. So there's not much difference in price. In capacity of water, you're getting 2,400 litres out of a 6-pack of these for €59, and you're getting 4,800 out of these, the larger ones. So price per litre, it's actually the EcoPro Compact is a little bit more. Okay, so that's how often must I change my filters, and we included there also a quick comment on why you should change the filters. And the advantage of the tap water filters in changing them regularly is you have no risk of bacteria in your water because it's continuing to flush itself out each time you change the filters. So regular changing the filters, absolutely key in making sure you don't get any bacteria build-up. You can imagine straight away that if you get filters where you're told you only need to change them once every year or once every 2 years or once every 6 months, you're going to get biofilm on the membranes at some point, and that is contamination, which sometimes a filter will have a different stage afterwards to remove the contamination that it caused in the first place. We don't have any of that because you don't need it, because you're changing your filters regularly, so you do not get biofilm or bacteria buildup. Okay, so that's changing the filters. Thank you. I've got another comment here, and thank you. That's really sweet of you. The best choice we did, tap water. Awesome. I really appreciate that. It's lovely when customers come on and will make comments like that, because it really helps other people to make the choice. We have really good reviews, and we're also very grateful for the reviews, both on Facebook, Google reviews, and also on the website. We have a lot of reviews on all the products, and we're always very grateful for that. Thank you very much, VW. I really appreciate that. So back to another question. If you've got questions, if you're a new customer, prospective customer, or an existing customer, in fact, that wants to know something about using the filter, please do jump on and ask your questions in the comment box on either LinkedIn, YouTube, or Facebook, and I'll be able to answer them. And you can also ask us on WhatsApp on this number here. I'll be able to see that as long as I'm looking in the right direction, and I'll be able to answer your questions. Okay, contaminants. So, what contaminants are filtered by tap water? Okay, so let's look at the things that are really important for Malta, because here we are in Malta. We don't want to use plastic bottles anymore. We do want to be drinking our tap water. And yet, for most people, the tap water doesn't taste very good. It has improved, but it still doesn't taste very good. So how do we get over that? Well, we remove, in the first case, chlorine. Chlorine's the most important thing to remove for your taste. And you will be surprised, most people are, that when you are using a tap water filter, you'll be surprised at the difference between your normal tap water and the tap water filter. You will not get a taste of chlorine in there. If you do, there is probably something wrong either with the installation or something else, and please do contact us and we can resolve that. But 95% of people will not detect any taste of chlorine. Now, the other things that we have in our water here is like, people describe it as a taste of ointment or a metallic taste. And in fact, that will be chlorine reacting with your pipe work in some respect inside your building. And so that will be removed also. You won't have those kind of tastes. Okay, so taste and odour of the water, the smell, is vastly improved when you have a tap water filter. The chlorine removal rate is extremely high. What's doing that job is an activated carbon filter. So let me just show you what that is. This is an activated carbon filter. You can see this black ring here with, in fact, I don't know whether you can see that it is hollow in the center. I can probably show you better that way. There's a hollow center there. So this is an activated carbon block. You can see that it also has a protective layer over it, which has gone darker because it's been used. This is a filter that's been used. And the activated carbon block is going to filter in two ways. First of all, adsorption. And adsorption means literally the contaminant sticking to the surface. So activated carbon itself is hydrophobic, which means it rejects water and therefore attracts other contaminants, such as chlorine. It attracts the chlorine ions which stick to the surface of this very dense material. It's interesting because a solid block is a different filtration methodology to a granular activated system. So granular activated systems you get in all sorts of units like a third or fourth stage in a reverse osmosis. You also get granular activated carbon in jugs and other types of static filter systems under the sink. This is a solid activated carbon block. So adsorption is one of the main ways of removing removing the chlorine and stuff like that, also heavy metals. But also it's got a porosity, so it's a membrane which is filtering because of the pass-through. And activated carbon is a very interesting substance. If you take a gram of it and roll it out, it goes to about a football pitch. And its porosity, so the size of the holes, is between 1 and 2 microns. So it's got different size holes, they're not all exactly the same. So therefore it's removing different contaminants with the different size holes. So what they're actually doing with the activated carbon is they take coconut husks and they're turning it into carbon, and then it's baked at a very high temperature and oxygen is introduced, which separates the atom and gives them this space in between. And this kind of process is very efficient for contaminants in water. So the type of things that get removed, really importantly for Malta, chlorine, THMs, trihalomethanes. Trihalomethanes are a relatively nasty substance that you don't really want in your water. It has had causal links and researched with causal links to bladder cancer and stuff like that. And there was some news, like quite a few years ago, there were some very high rates of THM and links to bladder cancer in Malta. The rates, as far as we can see on the independent test we did in 2020, have actually come down. However, you are achieving filtration to 95% plus of THMs, trihalomethanes, and also things like PFASs, which are forever chemicals, which have a bit more concern as well, and all sorts of things like that. So nitrates are also very important to be filtered out in Malta. We have quite a high level of nitrates. It's sort of, if you look at the Water Services Corporation testing sites, you can see all the tests. And I do look at it, and the nitrates are up at the upper level towards the limits set by EU and WHO. And you would want to be removing those, and an activated carbon solid block does remove those. So THMs, chlorine, nitrates, probably your top things. Sediment, rust, gebla, all that kind of stuff, yes, that's all removed by the mechanical filtration of having pores and these surfaces here. I would say that the filtration in one of these filters, which is the compact one, so this is the compact, the filter is exactly the same. It does the same process, it's using the same technology, it is just a little bit smaller, so the capacity is less. So things like herbicides and pesticides, they're also filtered out. Antibacterials, pharmaceuticals, they're all filtered out. Heavy metals, so all sorts of things end up in our water on occasions in small amounts. You could have anything from lead, aluminium, copper, manganese, all sorts of things. And they're all filtered out, as well as arsenic is filtered out. We don't get a lot of that. Fluoride is filtered out to about 75%, something like that. That is also filtered out. We don't have fluoride added into our water in Malta, but it is present because we do have a high mineral content in water. Now, high minerals. So what about what's not removed? What isn't removed is things like calcium, magnesium, potassium, sodium. These are all healthy minerals, selenium. These are all healthy minerals which are not removed by a tap water filter, because we want to leave the healthy minerals in, which gives it kind of body and taste, as well as health benefits for leaving the healthy minerals in, rather than some other filtration systems which strip everything out, and you're left with a flat, sort of flat water. Other contaminants I can think of, we've done arsenic, heavy metals, pharmaceuticals, antibacterials, herbicides, pesticides, chlorine, the THMs, the PFASs, which are these forever chemicals, microplastics. That's another really important one. It's kind of like a conversation that's been starting and getting more over the last sort of couple of years. Microplastics are very prevalent in our water on the coast here in Malta. There's been some good research done about that. So we've got desalinization plants. We're bringing in seawater to produce our drinking water. We are going to have microplastics in our tap water, although there have not been any tests about that. Microplastics are removed because these filters are 1 to 2 microns, which removes your microplastics. Also bacteria. This is removing a very high percentage of bacteria. We don't have a huge bacterial problem with the water in Malta, mainly because it's very highly chlorinated. So it's like, you know, one thing is it's high chlorination, which makes it taste bad, but it's good for not making sure you've got lots of bacteria. So we don't have a lot of bacteria in the water here. So, but they are also removed as well. So that's most of it. If you do have any questions or comments, please do pop them in the chat box. That would be great. So one of the questions we get asked is, how do I know it works? Good question. Well, we have had some independent tests done. We did this in December 2020. We took water from Malta, and I sent it abroad because the testing of the full scale of what we want to do was not available here. It was well into €1,000 to be able to do the test, but it was really well worth it. And you can see those test results on our website. If you type in tapwater.mt/tests, you will be able to see those test results. It's also a good way of looking at a list of all the contaminants filtered. Those test results were actually really quite good. The water is nice to drink, and it tastes good as well. So how do I know it works? Well, you're relying on the independent laboratory tests that were done on one set of water in Steamer in 2020. So that test, the filtration technology has actually changed slightly. Actually the filtration technology was in December 20. So we waited for the new filters. That's right. So they was on these filters that we have here, which were our 3rd generation filters. So how do I know it works? Well, we have after we started in June 2020, so we now have just under 4,000 households using tap water. We have really great reviews. If it wasn't working, we wouldn't have the great reviews, and we wouldn't have 4,000 households who have bought tap water in the past. Okay, so one of the questions we get asked, and this is actually quite a common question, and not one that I've answered on a live before. Where do I get filters from, and will they be available? It's a question, I think, because some other brands of filter, sometimes they go on sale and then they're not on sale, or the filters aren't available, or the distributor's changed, or something happens. So TAPP Water is a global company. It's distributed in 35 different countries. We are the distributor for Malta. And our mission is to eliminate plastic bottles for drinking water. So to do that, we have to have filters available. Some people have asked me, well, what happens if you run away and you're not here? Well, TAPP Water's still there in Barcelona, and also in 35 other countries. So with 4,000 customers, I think if I have run away, then somebody else will be doing it one day, and you'll have the filters, or TAPP Water in Barcelona will be doing it directly. We also have 14 retail outlets in Malta that have their TAPP Water filters. So again, if I disappeared, then you would still be able to get filters. And it's very important from a tap water point of view. They have a global mission to eliminate plastic bottles. It's not just myself here in Malta, or even our little team here, which is myself and Annalena, doing this. So filters are available from our website or in our retail stores. And we are planning to always make them available, because without that, you can't stop using your bottled water, which is the whole idea. So I'm pleased to say that you can get a 15% discount if you're ordering and you've seen this live. Please just use the code LIVE15 and you'll be able to order. You can also online ordering is always preferred. So if you use tapwater.mt. And you can use discount /live15, or you can just put in the code, and you'll be able to get 15% off all the tap water filters. So the chrome is available in both white and chrome. So the chrome's quite smart as well. So this is the chrome version. It is chrome covered plastic, so it is chrome color rather than a different type of material. It is still actually this material. The filters are exchangeable between the two. So that's that one. And this one is just in the white. So that's about it for us tonight. Thank you very much for those of you who've sent me comments and questions. And I'm just checking WhatsApp and haven't got any questions there. So I really appreciate you coming. If you have just joined us and we've been live for about half an hour, so we were just finishing. So I can see a couple of people have just joined us, actually. If you would like to ask any questions, do you want to pop them in the comment box? We'd be very pleased to hear from you there. Otherwise, you'll be able to catch the questions on the replay. I can see a couple of other people have just joined us. So we've been going live for half an hour. We've answered about sort of 5 or 6 questions that I had prepared. And if you do have any other questions, then please do. We had a couple of comments from customers who are existing here. So Ruta says she loves her drinking water and the shower filter. The shower filter has become increasingly popular, actually, over the past year. We launched it a couple of years ago, not in our first year. We launched it a couple of years ago. And it has become very popular. And people really do have shared on the website that they really do have a difference in both their hair and their skin. So I don't think there are any more questions coming through. That's great. I'd really like to thank you for your attention, for being here tonight. And I hope you enjoyed the show. And I look forward to seeing you next time. In the meantime, I'll be signing off with a little bit of music. And thank you once again for joining us. And I'll see you next time.